October 1956. I'm sorry, 55. Elijah Muhammad spoke on two men who were the forerunners to him. Noble Drew Ali was number one, and Marcus Garvey was number two. He said to us, that was the first big speech outside of a temple that I heard Elijah Muhammad speak. And on that day, he lifted Noble Drew Ali, that we should honor him, respect him, and study what he did as a forerunner.
MK Ultra, King Alfred, RX-84. Once all melanites behind cage doors. In front the idiot box, drinking cores, watching sports. At the picnic, first in line for porks.
So, this article comes from the BBC, and apparently the World Health Organization recognizes that processed meats cause cancer. Wow, really? That's news to some people? You mean this causes cancer? And the WHO reports that 50 grams of processed meat less than 2 slices of bacon per day increases the chance of developing colorectal cancer by 18%. Oh no, bad news, Jamie Oliver. Bacon isn't a superfood. You're just thinking of the children, aren't you? And the WHO also said that red meats were probably carcinogenic. Probably? According to Harvard's latest cohort study on red meat and mortality, 1 serving a day increase in red meat was associated with a 10% increased risk of dying from cancer, and the risk was 16% for processed meat. So yeah, probably. The WHO also stressed that meat also has health benefits. Well, let's take a look at those health benefits. Unprocessed red meat also increased risk of cardiovascular mortality by 18%. Meat is so good for you guys. It'll make you drop dead of a heart attack, but it's so good. And the study found that red meat was so harmful that replacing it with literally any other food reduced risk of dying from all causes, with nuts and whole grains reducing risk the most. According to the chair of Harvard's nutrition department, Walter Willett, your body does not care if it gets its amino acids from plant or animal sources, but plants have a better quality of protein that brings along other nutrients that are conducive to good health. I'm still waiting to hear these health benefits of meat. And Cancer Research UK added that an occasional bacon sandwich would do little harm, and a healthy diet is all about moderation. You know, I've been getting a lot of healthy, good, clean air lately. I think I'm gonna balance that out with some cigarettes. It's all about moderation. These people aren't even considering the multitude of diseases meat causes, and this whole moderation argument is complete bullshit. What is moderate? How much meat is moderate? How much meat can I eat before it becomes unmoderate? When people can't define moderation, that's a clear sign they're full of shit and they're just trying to justify their bad habits. And according to an American Diabetes Association study, those following a semi-vegetarian diet, defined as eating meat 2 to 3 times per month, had twice the risk of developing diabetes compared to strict vegans. Everything in moderation, right? Even chronic disease. Red meat does have nutritional value too, and is a major source of iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. The heme iron in red meat causes cancer, you fucking morons, along with increasing risk of heart disease and diabetes. So maybe you'd want to find a plant-based source of iron like lentils? And maybe you'd want to read this Essentials to Healthy Eating guide. It talks about how food is a package deal and no one gets nutrients in isolation. So if red meat causes cancer and increases your risk of dying, you might not want to rely on it as a source of zinc and B12, and you might just want to eat some pumpkin seeds and fortified soy milk. Honestly, when some crazy kid who lives with his mom is smarter than the World Health Organization and professors at Oxford University, you know the fluoride in our drinking water is doing its job.
So let's speak about the foods, the flesh, the deities of from the Creator. The deities like chicken, meat, they have mind, bodies, and souls just like we do. They have hormones just like we do. It has testosterone. The female meat has estrogen and progesterone. Our bodies, we're putting that into our temples, and then we're wondering why we can't grasp everything that's going on around us with the mind, the body, and the spirit. Okay, so the deities that we're consuming, they have ailments just like we do. high blood pressure and diabetes and glaucoma. So can they, and they do. Tumors, infections. So do you think the people that's producing this and marketing it is going to tell us that? Or do you think they're just going to put something over it to cover it up and sell it? Because we don't.
Small.
We just go to the store, we see a pack of meat, we buy it. Don't even know that they are putting carbon monoxide gas in the meat.
It's long.
To make it appear preserved for about 2 weeks. Studies on it, where they put a pack of meat out for 24 hours that haven't been touched with the carbon monoxide gas, and then meat that have been fixed with the carbon monoxide gas, and the meat is still red and pink as if it was fresh. The carbon monoxide gas is brown. All right, so they're putting chemicals in it to make it appear preserved. All right.
I have a guest by the name of Rabbi Aby Finkelstein. He's off the east coast of the United States, who's going to be joining me tonight. Rabbi Aby Finkelstein, as I said, a rabbi off the east coast of the United States. Are you there with me tonight?
Shalom, I am here.
There's a lot of rumors and conjecture that's taking place across this country relating to the Jewish population, okay?
Okay.
The masses have a hard time believing anything.
Well, we've done a great brainwashing job on them over the centuries, and especially the last few hundred years. We've just brainwashed them completely. They believe anything we tell them. And, in the meantime, we have a lot of fun around Passover where we steal the children. I mean, we steal 100,000 to 300,000 children a year just here in this country, and we drain the blood and we mix it with the Passover bread, and then we throw the bodies into the slaughterhouses that we own, and we grind up all the bodies in the sausage and the hamburger. McDonald's is one of our favorite outlets, and the people, they eat them for breakfast, they eat their children for lunch, and, as Jews, we gotta do what we do. It's over for you, white race. So that's why I'm speaking so honestly here, to bring it out into the open so that you can see it for what it is. You've been teaching the people real good, but they don't wake up, do they? Because you know why? They're scared of us Jews, because they don't want to be called anti-Semites, and they believe that we're the chosen people, and so that's why we can do whatever we want to do, and we can get away with it because the white men are cowards, and we go to the synagogue all the time and have some Manischewitz and dance the Hava Nagila.
It's not that you Jews are hiding anything. You're coming right out on television, in the newspapers, on the radio, and you're telling the people exactly what you're going to do before you do it, and they're like they're brain dead.
Well, we did a good job with the public school system. We got you to put all of your children in there. You notice that the Jew doesn't put his children in there. They go to the Hebrew Academy, where we teach them the real things, and then they go to the synagogue and they learn the real important things. But we send your kids to the public school. We even have you tax yourself from your property so that you never own your property. And so if you don't make your property tax, we're going to take your property. You can bet on that. And we have you put your kid in a 12-year babysitting is about all it does, because you don't learn anything. And then by that time, the kids, they get to be teenagers, and then we give them the music. Not that we really want to call it music, because, oy vey, that's not music. But they listen to that, and then they want to do what they want to do, and so we sell them drugs, and we make a lot of money off your children. Your children from cradle to grave, all we do is make money off of them. Your cattle, your goyim, the human cattle. Mazel tov.
Well, that's very interesting. I understand that, but I also know the bloodletting. I know that on your Passover, which isn't mine, that a lot of little children do disappear, and I do know that, and I know a lot of police departments and agencies have been informed, but you're very open. You're very open tonight. I'm very surprised that you're talking about the bloodletting of the little children, that you put their blood in the matzah balls, and that you eat it on sacrifice on Passover.
Well, there was a goyim that wrote a book about it back in the 30s. I forget his name at the moment. But anyway, he wrote the book, people didn't buy the book. People don't want to listen. We've been doing this for thousands and thousands of years, since down to Adam's time. We take the children of our enemy, which is the white race, and we bring them to the basements in the synagogues, where we drain the blood and watch them die there. It's very similar to how we do the sacrifices that we do with the kosher butchering, and so we do that, and then we mix it with the Passover bread, and so we eat the blood of our enemies. And the bodies, we're not cannibals, so what we do is we take those, because we can make some shekels, and we give them to the slaughterhouses, and those are pounds and pounds and pounds of meat that we grind up in the sausage and the hamburger, and that's why we made those the most popular things, sausage for breakfast and hamburger for lunch. And so all the goyim out here are really eating their children. And even when we say this outright and tell you people, you don't believe it. So that's your problem. But you goyim out there, you never teach yourself. You don't self-teach. You're always looking for somebody else to do it for you. So you wind up being schleppers all your life.
Find your mind, some say that it's lost. More science says divine souls got tossed, abandoned. Love is my ammo, peace is the cannon. Truth is the ayahuasca talking to the shaman.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing? We ate a lot of, slices. You want the rest? Of course. All right, here you go, man. All right, take care, buddy. Hello, how you doing? I'm really hungry. It's hard out there, man. You have an extra slice in there? Yeah, you sure? You wouldn't mind? Appreciate it, man. It's so hard out there. Yeah. I know how you feel, man. It sucks. I really thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna get going. Thank you once again. I appreciate it so much. And I wanna being so generous to me. I wanna give you a nice little tip, man. Thank you. God bless you, all right?
Brother, you alright, little brother? What's the matter? You homeless?
Yeah.
You homeless? Yeah, you cold, brother? Wait, tell me what happened to you. What happened to you? Where's your parents?
They abandoned me when I
Your
was
parents
7.
abandoned you when you were 7 years old? When you out here all by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Cold.
What? Yeah, you cold, brother?
So
Let me give you
cold.
my jacket. Let me give you my coat.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna make you feel warm, alright? Okay? Let me make you feel warm. Alright, you good? Alright, you hungry?
I'm so
Maybe you'll get something to eat. You know? I mean, why? Yeah, love you, brother.
so much.
Huh?
Oh, thank you.
I know.
So cool.
I mean, so you're so abandoned at such a young age. Your family. No family, no family. See, I can communicate because I'm homeless. You know, I'm homeless. And you know, me being an older homeless person, we gotta look out for one another. Because, you know, maybe I can show you the road, but you know, you're too young to be homeless like this. Yeah, I messed up in life. But you know, you're young, you can have a good chance in life, you know. Well, just stay home, and you know, and get you something.
Hey, how are you,
eat,
man? How's it going? My name's E.T.
How you doing, E.T.?
This is my brother Mo. My name is Matt. We were down the block and we saw what you did, and we were touched by what you did, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people walked by him, and you know,
Ain't nobody
you as a homeless person, you said something. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's actually our little brother, and
That's
he's not
your-
homeless.
and he's not homeless?
We appreciate what you did, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. Because you know, I've been on the guy
we
look
wanna
out
give
for.
Yeah, here's 500, man.
Thank you, brother. Brother. Oh man.
I want to give you
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Hey man, I got you your food, got you 2 sandwiches in here, and I got you fries in here as well.
Thank you, man.
Alright, I got you your food in there, and I hope you're good to go. Alright, I wanted to ask, come a little closer, I wanted to ask one question. Do you want to say anything to the people out there that are viewing this? Do you want to say anything at all?
Man, a lot of people look at us like we're beneath them. But if you take away their jobs, their house, their bank accounts, they'll be just like us.
Exactly.
You know? We're human too.
Exactly, we're all human, and that's why we gotta help out, and that's why I did it. We all have to play a part. It could be any one of us.
Justice I must get. Tears fall like those shot with the pilgrim's muskets. The ruckus I bring, but this ain't Wu-Tang. Hold you accountable. Scimitar takes it 2 hands.
I recommend you to taste the mogo mogo.
That sounds
Actually,
African.
yes, sounds African. And we have the same recipe in Puerto Rico. It's fufu.
In Ghana, fufu.
Right. I recommend you to taste the mogo mogo.
That sounds
Actually,
African.
yes, sounds African. And we have the same recipe in Puerto Rico. It's fufu.
In Ghana, fufu.
Right. I recommend you to taste the mogo mogo.
That sounds
Actually,
African.
yes, sounds African. And we have the same recipe in Puerto Rico. It's fufu.
In Ghana, fufu.
Right.
How did it make you feel suddenly to discover you're black?
Weird. It was like if you will be this, you will discover that you are adopted.
When you came back and told your family, did they tell you you went loco up there, drinking too much rum?
I asked my grandpa, why you never told me we are black? And he called my hand and told me, sweetie, we are not black, we are morenos.
Oh, morenos.
Of course, he was aware that he was a black man, but he rejected that identity.
That's interesting.
I asked my grandpa, why you never told me we are black? And he called my hand and told me, sweetie, we are not black, we are morenos.
Oh, morenos.
Of course, he was aware that he was a black man, but he rejected that identity.
That's interesting.
I asked my grandpa, why you never told me we are black? And he called my hand and told me, sweetie, we are not black, we are morenos.
Oh, morenos.
Of course, he was aware that he was a black man, but he rejected that identity.
That's interesting.
Sent up the frankincense from Sudan. Big up to my elder and the God Moses holding up Muban. Rainbow flag wrapping Fruity Loop 2 cans. Same company got cola in 2 cans. Different labels. You're navigating L is your navel. Make sure I cruise. Watch the goddess not cable. My property, now the rights of the archives papal. Ex-knights, now sheiks of the round table.
Peace and fraternal greetings. I am Brett Trismegistus, also known as Brett Godson. Some of you may know me as B-God. I am a 32nd degree and Holy Royal Archmason, a tried and true student and scholar of the ancient mysteries and ancient Freemasonry, which are one and the same. Some of you may know this as more science. I come to you at this time with a very important message. Through my diligent studies of the world religions and secret societies, there is no better teaching for the Asiatics in America than the divine wisdom of the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the Moore Science Temple of America. I bear witness to the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali being the sure foundation stone for the redemption and salvation of Asiatics in America who have been misnomered Negro, Black, African American, colored, etc. These labels were created by slave owners and given to their slaves in 1779. Many today, in 2016, still identify with these labels. Words are very important and very powerful, and they have a very strong effect on the human conscious and subconscious mind. These labels were forced upon the Asiatics as a means to dehumanize them and to take away or weaken their identity, their power, their culture, their heritage, and much more. It is very important that you stop identifying with these labels and that you proclaim your nationality and divine creed in the Moore Science Temple of America. Look into and discover the gifts that the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali prepared for you long ago. I leave you on the 5 points of Moorish science: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Ancients return to reclaim and learn how to not to succumb to the combustion burn. Astral projecting, as above, so below, so you know off the cosmos we're reflecting.
Researchers at Harvard University looked into America's drinking water to see whether or not there are unsafe levels of unregulated chemicals in our tap water. And what they found was, unsurprisingly, of course there is. Now, they specifically looked at the type of chemical that's used in Teflon pans, and that chemical has been linked to some serious issues, health issues that we'll get to in just a second. But it's referred to as PFAS. PFAS are a class of chemicals that have been used for decades to coat fabric or food packaging and to manufacture firefighting foams and Teflon pans. Now mostly phased out in the U.S., PFAS went unregulated and were often disposed in watersheds. These chemicals are persistent in the environment and have been linked to adverse health effects in animals, also to humans. Now, millions of Americans are suffering, or I shouldn't say suffering yet, but millions of Americans are consuming this chemical through their drinking water, okay? As many as 6 million Americans are exposed to this. In humans, PFAS have been linked to a wide range of illnesses, including birth defects, cancer, and immune system dysfunction.
Oh, that's all?
Amazing, amazing. 6 million Americans we live in the richest country in the world, right? The most productive country in the world. And this is what we get in our tap water right now.
No, we can't afford to fix it, Anna. We're too busy spending over $1 trillion on a war we should have never started. So, no, we don't have money for education. We don't have money for your kids to have clean drinking water. We got to go spend it in war. Priorities.
Needless to say, the six-sided crystal structure is what a water molecule looks like under an electron microscope. And this is what it ideally should look like. It should have the 6 pointed star shape to it in structure. This is what tap water looks like under the same conditions in the electron microscope. No structure whatsoever. We got a problem. Now, what is going on with our water systems? And I'm going to take for granted that you know a certain amount of things about what's happening in water. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but we're going to zero in on some of the more difficult information that we can get to. But if I take one simple thing here, like chlorine, what happens when I add chlorine to the water? Remember that chlorine was used during the First World War as a gas to kill folks. When you take a shower every day, you take gas of chlorine into your lungs. When that gas of chlorine enters your lungs and it mixes with decaying vegetable substance in your body, it turns into what we call trihalomethanes, or THMs. Now, what's the trihalomethane? One of those long words. It's cleaning fluid. Same thing your cleaners uses to clean your clothes. That's what you just created in your digestive tract. And it is a known cancer-causing agent. So something as simple as just simply taking a shower, where you've not used the right implement on your shower head, can create your exposure to cancer. If that's exposed to decaying meat substance, now what am I talking about here again? I'm talking about a slow-moving bowel, where your stuff's moving very slowly out of your system. Now I've created a paste in that digestive tract, which creates arteriosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries. All proven facts. And all I did was take a shower every morning without knowing it. Now, not to put my finger on any particular manufacturer, but when I know I've got big pockets, and therefore I can get commercials on the TV set, and thus the Brita filter, which has been on the market for several years, is owned by the Clorox company. How long does it last? Approximately 2 weeks. And then you begin to reintroduce back into that water what you thought you were taking out. Keep those things in mind when you're talking about, I got clean, safe water, that I am giving to myself and to my children. And my gauge that a water is safe enough is, can I give that water to my grandchild safely? Because he's totally dependent on us to give him what he eats and drinks. So can I safely give him this substance and know that he doesn't have to worry about it, or I don't have to worry about it either? That's your gauge. To get to court, yes, I do want it to stand up in court if I have to go. Yes, I do want it to stand up to academic scrutiny if I have to go. So a lot of pretenders out there say that they have things that'll make your water safe, but will it hold up to the scrutiny that it needs?
I self-law a master. No guns, let God be whirlwind blast ya. No need for times, we got the feds. Rituals make them roll down the steps like the Aztec heads. I self-law a master. No guns, let God be whirlwind blast ya. No need for times, we got the feds. Rituals make them roll down steps like Aztec heads. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. Artists Union. Conscious. Artists Union. I self-law a master. Whirlwind blast ya. We got the feds. Aztec heads. I ain't chic, I ain't chic, I ain't chic, I ain't chic.